you start by telling us a little bit, about yourself, how you started playing golf, how you got interested, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, so I got into golf. My dad introduced me to the game when I was 3 years old.
Cool.
And from then, believe it or not, I never stopped. I started competing officially at 7, and I just kept going since then. I played as a top golfer in Illinois. I was born and raised in Illinois.
Oh, awesome.
And then moved out to California when I was around 13. And I still continued the junior golf, and then I pursued the high school golf, and then played at the collegiate level at Cal State Fullerton,
Oh, awesome.
and then eventually turned pro at the very end of 2015 with 2016 being my first official year as a professional.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
How you liking
yeah,
it so far? Is it
it's a
tough or what?
grind.
Yeah, I bet.
It's always a grind, but I mean, obviously, just like any other sport, you gotta love what you do. And
Yeah, absolutely.
fortunately, even though I started at a really young age, I've always really loved what I've done. And so,
That's awesome. That's
yeah.
awesome. Did you always want to play competitively, or was it just?
No, it just kind of fell on me. I mean, I started competing at such a young age, and it was kind of something that my parents put me in, and I guess I just didn't know any different. And then eventually, it became a lifestyle, and then eventually, it became like I actually learned to love it. And I mean, don't get me wrong, there were times that I like didn't despise the game. It wasn't going my way, especially when you go through dulls of playing not so great.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I've always really enjoyed, if not competing, I've always enjoyed having golf as a huge part of me.
Yeah, absolutely. I can definitely understand the frustrating part. That was me yesterday, all over the place.
Yeah.
So I guess when did you want to start like engaging with like your followers and stuff like that on Instagram? Like how did that all start? Like because you kind of like blew
So
up.
yeah. So that's funny. I don't think really anyone has properly asked me that. I actually began building my feed at like in when I started my professional career really. So it was the very end of 2015. So say 2016 was when I really started growing. And it's funny because I my first professional tournament I ever played was the Arizona Women's Open, which was I think November of 2016. And coincidence, I actually was paired up with Paige Speranac. And so and I played collegiate golf with her.
Hmm.
She played for SCSU. I was at Cal State Fullerton. We always knew of each other. We played junior golf together, and I was paired up with her at the Arizona Women's Open for 3 days straight. And that was the kind of time when she just started blowing up, and golf social media wasn't a big thing, so it was like very crazy. And she was actually the one who kind of put it in my head that like, hey, you should try and kind of like build your social, like your there's not many pro golfers out
Hmm.
there, and you're pretty and you're good. You should just give it a try. And I was like, well, how the heck do I do this? Like, what do I do? Just start putting makeup
Yeah.
on when I golf, and then like how does this even start? And so then, slowly but surely, I started picked up on other pages. Throughout 2016 and getting featured, and then I think was it 2016 I did like my first golf dancing video, and dancing has always been a huge part of my life. And I did like I don't even know what it was. I just did like some dance craze or something on the golf course, and then it just like went viral, and I was like, "What?
That'll do it.
What the heck?" And then from there, it just kept going. It just kept going, and then I would play and compete, and I'd do well. In 2016, I won 2 professional events, and every time I played well, followers started growing, and people started following my story, and everything like that. And it's just kind of been continuously growing ever since.
That's
So I
awesome.
think
I mean,
people think, I'm sorry?
no, you go. You're good.
Oh, I think people have this idea that it's like, oh, you just kind of went from 0 to 100 in the social media
Hmm.
world really fast or whatever, and like how fortunate you are to have a following and such. But between me and a lot of the other girls who have a following, we've actually been doing this for it's 2018 now,
Hmm.
and then I,
Yeah.
I officially started at the end of 2015. So I've been growing my following since then. So it's not just like an overnight thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm lucky if I personally get like 30 plus likes on a post. So I find it incredible that anybody can get that many that many views and likes. So, um,
31. Like,
yeah.
I'll like your
There you
photos.
go. So I guess the question that everybody wants to know or would want the answer to is what attracted you to Rucket?
Well, firstly, I have been needing an indoor or like an at-home net for ages now,
Hmm.
and there hasn't really been a brand that has really stuck out to me. There's always been like some nets that were kind of made by like golf brands and everything
Hmm.
like that. And so when I was fortunate enough that Rukket Sports kind of came across me, and when I first looked at all their products, I thought, oh my gosh, this is perfect. Like I literally have a backyard where I need a net, and they don't just have nets; they have other equipment too, and it's not just limited to golf. And I don't play many other sports, but with golf, they even have like training tools and stuff that really comes handy for me in my game. And the net, it's a big part of my practice routine now because I'm always on the move. I'm always traveling. If anyone follows me, they know that. And so sometimes when I'm home, I just don't want to leave. And so whenever I get to be home, I have a net there, and it makes it easy to practice and work on my swing, especially when there's no results attached to it. You
Yeah,
can
that's.
just kind of focus on your,
I
you know,
agree.
dynamic.
Definitely.
Sorry, I have my neighbor's dog is just
That's
barking
okay.
over there. I'm not sure
No,
how to
you're
stop
fine.
it.
You're fine.
Okay.
And how would you describe your relationship with Rucket? Because I know like this is the first time that I'm speaking with you and I've ever conversed with you. I know you've been dealing with Matt a lot. How would you describe the Rucket with or the relationship with the company as a whole?
Yeah, even though I haven't formally met anyone, but even though it's only really through talk, text, and email and
Hmm.
everything, I have a good relationship with them. Every time I'm into something, they're so quick to help me out. They make me feel like family, and they're always really supportive of what I do, and they stay following with me, and I keep following with them, and I think that's really important in terms of maintaining a relationship with any company. You want to
Right.
be sure that you're not just one of many. You want to
Hmm.
feel like you are important to that company and vice versa. And so it makes it really easy for me that they make me feel like I'm really a part of the team.
Right. Right. And then I guess speaking of companies, with your amount of followers and your presence, you're pretty much like your own company. You have to kind of promote yourself. So, do you have any
Right.
goals for your business and or like golf?
Goals for my business and
Yeah,
my golf.
like an.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my life is pretty scattered right now in
Mhm.
the golf world. I have so many avenues that I'm going with. So in terms of me as a business and my own brand, I just want to keep on growing as essentially like a golf personality, in a sense, a golf media personality. And so as like now with my following and everything, a lot of times I get reached out just to go to golf events and just have a good time with people, and kind of just show what I do and whatnot. So that's a part of building my brand, and just again building partnerships with companies that I truly believe in. I think is really big and a huge part of building my own brand. Like as not just Ruckus Sports is a big part of my partnerships, but Cobra Puma has been
Mhm.
really good to me. Woman's Best is a nutritional brand, and they've been really good to me. And so things like that. And then in terms of business as well, I also part own and run the social media marketing side of Women Will Drive, and that is a huge part of me. It's a movement that encourages millennial women to get into the game of golf, and
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
that's another avenue that I'm building. Um, and that just goes along with playing more golf with more women, encouraging women to meet more, and such and such. And then in terms of the golf world, I'm still out and competing. It's truthfully kind of 50% of my time, maybe more
Mhm.
than that now. So I still train and whatnot, but I'm heavily invested in the media world now. That it's kind of like a give and take.
Right.
But my goals with golf would still be essentially to play in at least between 5 and 10 events this year. I haven't played one yet this year, but I intend to play late spring, early summer. And usually, when you start in the summer, you just keep going.
Right.
And so, I intend to play, and I hope to secure a few top five finishes out there. And then I'm still debating on Q school of going back or not. But if I do pursue Q school, I obviously hope to make it to the
Yeah,
very end.
absolutely, absolutely. So I guess then, who are the athletes that you look up to, and why?
Super cliche, but the one athlete that has always made a big impact, I think, not in just myself, but in the golf world, is Tiger. I mean,
Yeah.
growing up, it's like you knew that if he was within 5 shots of the lead, that he was going to bring it home, or
Yeah.
that when he was present, that you can see the intimidation that he would bring and how kind of fearful other players would be, and I really admired that.
Hmm.
And obviously, his record is just kind of it's unbreakable.
Right.
And so he was always someone that I really, really looked
Yeah,
up to in the
I
golf world.
completely agree with you. I mean, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like even just like now, like him coming back, like the ratings. I forget what tournament
Oh
that
my
was,
gosh. Yeah.
but like the ratings were like off the charts for that like such small tournament just because he was in it. So I
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
agree. Tiger 2000, he was the best.
Yes.
Um, so then, what were the top three tips that you were given, while you were building your golf game? You know what I mean? If you could share those with us, that'd be great.
3 tips. Oh, that's tough. I think I've gone through so
Help me
many
fix my
tips in my
slice.
life. Yeah. Um, I think one of the most, um, I think I can only really think of one right now. But the most important tip that I was kind of given, and it's not even like a swing tip
Hmm.
necessarily, but it was more like in a golf, uh, a, like a golf mental tip, I guess you
Hmm.
could say, was someone once told me, I don't know if I could say it properly, but someone once told me that um, pretty much your performance is based on your ability minus what's going on in your head. So anything that could be bothering you, or any thoughts in your head, or being nervous or anything like that. So if you could take away and control what's going on mentally, and you know that your ability is there, then you can make it.
Right.
And
I
so
mean,
that always stuck with me, that if you can, if because every girl out there can hit solid shots.
mhm,
Every girl out there can hit really bomb drives and hit it close, and we've all made putts, we've all made chip ins, we've all made great shots. But what's going to make the difference is, I think, a lot of it what's in your head. And so if you could control what's going on there, then you could essentially be a really great golfer.
awesome. I mean, and golf is like pretty much all mental. It's like
Yeah,
crazy.
totally. And you have like 4 hours to deal with it, four
Hmm.
and a half hours
Yeah.
to not go crazy.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah.
Um, so then, let's see. Your favorite course? What's the favorite course you've ever played?
Favorite course, I'm gonna have to give that to my home course, Alta Vista Country Club in Placentia, California. I mean, obviously I'm biased because they've taken care of me for so
Hmm.
long, but I really like that track. It's a private course, and the members there is what kind of makes it really, really like home. But the course is also in really, really good shape,
Hmm.
and so yeah, Alta Vista Country Club, I highly recommend going there.
Cool. Cool. And then, let's see. If you could caddy for any pro on tour right now, minus Tiger, who would it
Oh,
be
minus Tiger.
and why?
Okay, so on the PGA Tour, I would love to caddy for Ricky. I
Yeah.
mean, bias Cobra Puma, Team Cobra Puma, but I mean, he just seems like such a fun guy,
Oh,
and like
absolutely.
just have a good time. And yeah, I really like the way he goes about things, and I like his style. So I would love to caddy for him.
Cool. Cool. That's a great answer. So, if you could only use three clubs for an entire round, which clubs would you pick?
I'd probably go driver, a putter, and then maybe like a 9 iron,
A
something
nine
I
iron.
could barely chip with, but then also get a full shot
Yeah.
with.
You go like full tin
Yeah,
cup. Just
yeah,
play around with a 7 iron.
yeah.
Um, and then I guess we'll finish it up with what's one thing that your fans don't know about you that would surprise them.
Um, let's see. Well, I mean, I guess my fans probably already know. Weird to say fans, so I
Yeah.
guess my followers would know already that I golf and I dance. That's like a big part of it. I guess what's something what's something people don't know. I guess people don't know people don't know that I have a lisp, and
A lisp.
I don't know why I chose that among all things to tell you, but like,
That's fine. I didn't even
I,
notice a lisp.
yeah, I mean, you don't notice it until I say it,
Ah.
and it's probably more noticeable in person. But like sometimes when I say my s's, I start whistling, like because it just I don't know what goes on with my teeth, and when my tongue, I don't know what. Yeah, I have a little lisp, and I can't I don't know how to snap, and I
Ooh,
can't whistle.
okay.
I can whistle when I say my s's, but I can't
But that's about
whistle
it.
like normally.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I really appreciate you, spending the time with me today. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add, or do you want to, give yourself some plugs? We have your social
Um,
media down at the bottom here and your website as well.
Yeah, yeah, obviously, definitely. If anyone who's following, if you don't follow at Tisha Alyn, give it a follow. Also, be sure to tune in to watch Shotmakers on Golf Channel, which is airing today and tomorrow, so Monday and Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and it'll also be on again next week on Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. and you should hopefully see Team Aces on there. And
Awesome.
yeah, that's about all I got.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Tisha. Again, I really appreciate you doing this for me today. And we are obviously we'll edit this part out, but we'll feature you on our blog for next week. So check that
Oh,
out. This
okay.
whole
Okay,
interview will be up
perfect.
there.
Got it.
And then I don't know if do you have like are we? So I was thinking like for the blog to use like a little bio for yourself to like attach to the bottom or anything like that.
Um, sometimes I do.
Okay.
I might have a little bio that I could send to you if you'd
Yeah.
like. Yeah.
Okay, that'd
Okay.
be awesome.
Cool. I can
Great.
do that.
Thanks so much, Tisha.
Perfect.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much for having me.
Yeah, no
This was fun.
problem. See
Okay.
ya.
You have a good one. Bye.